Molini, and welcome to yet another episode of Conversations with Langosi. Now, this is the news commentary section where we will be offering insightful commentary and exploring various perspectives on the stories that shape our world. In today's video, we'll be discussing the recent release of the first Blue and No Drop Water report after nearly 10 years by the Water and Sanitation Minister, Senzo Mchunu. And let me tell you guys, the findings of this report don't paint a pretty picture. Let's get into it. Before we delve into the report itself, let's take a moment to understand the significance of the Blue and No Drop Water report. This report serves as a comprehensive assessment of water quality and availability in South Africa, aiming to highlight potential risks and challenges in our water management systems. With such precious resources at stake, it's crucial that we stay informed and aware of the current status of our water resources. After almost a decade since the last report, all eyes were on Minister Senzo Mchunu to share the state of South Africa's water and sanitation systems. Unfortunately, what the minister presented was cause for concern. Let's get into this article. Water and Sanitation Minister Senzo Mchunu recently released the first Blue and No Drop Water report in nearly 10 years, which looks at water quality, conservation, and demand. Water and Sanitation Minister Senzo Mchunu expressed concerns about the water challenges in the country, especially the Northern Cape, but said they had to overcome them. Mchunu has released the first Blue and No Drop Water report in nearly 10 years, which looks at water quality, conservation, and demand. This report paints a grim picture, indicating an overall increase in the number of systems in a critical state of performance between 2014 and 2013. With the Northern Cape highlighted as the worst off province, Mchunu said it was not a pretty picture. It is not pretty. That is worrying to that extent. It's not at all what we want to portray. When it comes to the Northern Cape, Mchunu said they're very worried. Northern Cape authorities, part of those directly assessed, came out worse, and we are very worried. It is a challenge that we need to live up to and overcome. The Blue and No Drop reports indicate that there has been a decline in drinking water quality and an increase in non-revenue water since the last reports were issued in 2014, guys. The Green Drop Progress Assessment Report, meanwhile, indicates a deterioration in the performance of municipal wastewater treatment systems. For more on this, please do look it up online, guys. There are more than one information source. It is important for us to know about the quality of the water that we are consuming. Before I get into the second article, you can find both of them via Eyewitness News website. However, you can actually just look up the Blue Drop Water report and more than one article will pop up. Okay, let's get into it. The Northern Cape has the highest percentage of drinking water systems with poor or critical performance. Since 2014, this has increased from 48 to 87%. It looks like residents in the Northern Cape will have to start boiling their water before drinking it. This is on the back of the release of the latest Blue Drop Water report, which shows an overall increase in the number of systems in a critical state of performance over the last 9 years. The Northern Cape has the highest percentage of drinking water systems with poor or critical performance. Since 2014, this has increased from 48 to 87%. It also has one of the highest levels of drinking water quality non-compliance. Water Minister Senzo Mchunu spoke to 702's Bongani Bengwa on Wednesday morning. When asked if he would drink the tap water in the Northern Cape, this was his response. Of course, when the report says in Northern Cape there's a problem, you would want to say if you want to drink tap water and if tap water is the only water you have, please boil your water before drinking it. That's the only way we can advise citizens in the meantime. Mchunu indicated that they intend on issuing this as official advice after discussing it with the Director General. Water wastage in South Africa. The amount of water wasted in South Africa has risen to 47% from 37% in 2014. This was revealed in the latest No Drop report, which looks at how efficiently municipalities' drinking water distribution systems supply water without wasting. According to the report, wastage happens through leaks, problems with water meters, illegal connections, as well as billing and revenue collection issues. Mchunu highlighted the gravity of the situation. Water needs to be managed and demanded and supplied in a sustainable manner. You can't just lose such volumes of water and then call upon the bulk supplier for more only to lose it. There is a municipality in the country that loses up to 45% of their water directly to the ground. Mchunu said this was a major challenge, but that they are working to address it. Now, if you have a municipality that loses 45% directly, not just non-revenue, but direct physical leaks, we have a tall order. Of course, we are not sitting and talking, and we are not lamenting. We are acting and we are taking action. Now, guys, according to the report, only 23 out of 46 water management areas across South Africa adhered to the Blue Drop standard, which signifies safe drinking water quality. This means that more than half of the water management areas fall short of providing clean and safe drinking water to their communities. This is distressing, considering access to clean drinking water is a basic human right. This does not only possess or pose as a threat. Is one who possess. This does not only pose as a threat to public health, but it also harms the environment because contaminated water can have severe ecological consequences. It's disheartening to learn that after close to a decade, guys, our progress towards sustainable water management seems to have stagnated, if not regressed. The impact of these water and sanitation challenges on our communities cannot be understated. Access to clean water is not just a matter of convenience. It directly affects public health, education, and overall socioeconomic development. Without safe drinking water, communities become more vulnerable to diseases such as cholera, typhoid, and various waterborne illnesses. Children, the elderly, and those with weakened immune systems are particularly at risk. Furthermore, contaminated water often leads to a domino effect, affecting agriculture, food security, and economic stability. One of the most concerning aspects of the water crisis is its impact on public health. As water scarcity worsens, communities are forced to rely on unsafe water sources, increasing the risk of waterborne diseases. Now, the release of the Blue and No Drop Water Report is a wake-up call for all stakeholders involved. To combat this crisis, we really need collective action and a multi-pronged approach. In response to these challenges, Minister Mchunu has outlined several strategies and interventions to address the water crisis. These include both short-term measures to alleviate immediate water scarcity and long-term solutions to ensure sustainable water management and availability. Mchunu emphasized the need for investment in water infrastructure upgrades and maintenance. By modernizing existing systems and ensuring proper management of water resources, Southie can enhance water efficiency and reduce water wastage. While substantial investment is necessary to upgrade and maintain water infrastructure across the country, this requires collaboration between the government, private sector, and international organizations to secure the funding needed for these essential projects. Just to add on, stronger regulations and enforcement mechanisms are needed to ensure water quality standards are adhered to. This includes penalizing polluters and holding water management authorities accountable for their actions, including those who tell us to boil our drinking water before drinking it without twitching. Rainwater harvesting and other off grid water solutions, especially in rural communities, would work. By utilizing decentralized water sources, South Africa can diversify its water supply portfolio and reduce dependence on centralized infrastructure. But then again, the corrupt never rest. They'd probably loot money meant for this before it even kickstarts. As we conclude today's video, it is evident that the water crisis in South Africa, as presented by Minister Senzo Mchunu, requires urgent attention and comprehensive action. We've explored the recent release of the Blue and No Drop Water Report and discovered the unsettling truth about the state of water and sanitation in South Africa. By integrating sustainable water management practices, investing in infrastructure, upgrades, and promoting water conservation, South Africa can work towards ensuring water security for all its citizens. But also, if we could actually deal with the issue of corruption, maybe we could actually witness progress in all these departments, don't you think? That marks the end of today's video. Thank you so much for lending your eyes and ears. I hope that you found today's video informative. Please do not forget to click on that subscription button or light the notification bell so that you do not miss out on any new uploads. Enkosini.